All right, top 5 under-the-radar players that'll be missed in the Big 12. These are all guys that were undrafted free agents. I went through and went with the undrafted guys because sometimes, it's easy to say like, oh, Texas is going to miss Bijan Robinson. Yes, they're going to miss him. But who around the Big 12 are guys that contributed regularly to their teams and were there for some big plays? And so, there's a new team in here as well. There's a Cincinnati player, but guys who contributed that are going to be hard to replace, even though they weren't first, second, third, fourth, or draft picks at all.
Under the radar. So
under the radar.
Again, no, not the defensive end from Kansas State.
Yeah.
Not Bijan.
No. You're talking about these
not
are guys,
Tyrell Wilson.
Yeah, these guys are all undrafted free agents. So in the NFL right now, or guys who are maybe even getting tryouts, but there were good big contributors, and some of them I think are probably going to make teams eventually. Number 5, Amari Mercado, running back at TCU. Look, whenever Kendry Miller was
tough as nails.
Whenever Kendry Miller was banged up, they didn't really miss that much of a beat with Amari Mercado. I don't know what his NFL future is. I have no idea, and he's at a position that is forever devalued now at running back. But in the college game, when you have a guy who is a stud like Kendry Miller, and then he had ankles, hamstrings, bruises and that, and would miss time. They really never missed a beat. And, they're going to have to replace both those guys at running back. They'll be fine at TCU, especially given that offense is really good. The Kendall Browse offense is really good about putting in running backs and having them be productive. But reliable, tough, short yardage, whatever you wanted, Amari Mercado, a guy that the Horned Frogs are going to miss for sure.
I don't have the height, and I'm not trying to compare him to the young man from Round Rock Stony Point that Baylor had. There was a Glasgow Martin.
Yeah.
It's a banger. I think he's
similar
faster.
Style. Yeah.
But, wiry, tough as nails, and you needed an inch. He was going to give you an inch and a half.
Yeah. Number 4, Lonnie Phelps, defensive end from Kansas. This guy's really athletic, defensive end. Size-wise, though, an NFL tweener. But one of the things that people forget about Lonnie Phelps is very good special teams player. Very good special teams player. That's his path to the NFL.
That's how you make it.
That's how he's going to make it. But those little things, not only are they going to miss on defense, but really good, kind of do-it-all guy on special teams for the Jayhawks last year. And those are, yes, it's about Jalen Daniels. It's about some of those playmakers on offense for them. But for a Kansas defense who wasn't very good, a guy who can make a play every now and again, and someone who can make a play on special teams and improve improve their field position on the way back. That's Lonnie Phelps. They're going to miss him as well.
When I vote, we wrote for the Big 12 preseason, and then there's a vote at the end of the year. I remember looking around with him. I didn't vote for him. There was this tough competition, but very good player.
Here's one you might have voted for. I voted for him early in the year. I can't remember if I voted for him at the end. But Brock Martin, defensive end from Oklahoma State.
Yep.
Really good.
Yep.
A very good tackler. Very good tackler. Again, one of those guys that is now that he's at this next level, he's not built prototypically. And he maybe doesn't have some of the measurables, but someone who's a good tackler and in the right system could be productive. But and he played on some good Oklahoma State defenses. And before they, we forget, but Oklahoma State was rolling along pretty well until the entire roster somehow got injured at once.
Yeah, within about 10 days, yeah.
I've never seen a rash of injuries like that at key positions, all coinciding.
I remember that
you've seen them like staggered, where you just couldn't. This guy gets healthy, and then you got 2 guys out. This was everybody at once.
Yeah, I don't want to jump the gun on this, but I thought I heard his name called a lot when they played Baylor at McLean Stadium, and that was when Oklahoma State just kind of dictated the game early. Baylor had a couple of opportunities, but that was a nice win. And then really after that, Oklahoma State had maybe 1 or 2 others, and then they just kind of faded, like Baylor did.
Yep. Number 2, Ivan Pace, linebacker.
Hell of a player.
Cincinnati. This dude.
I voted for him on one of those postseason awards, what would that have been? The Bednarik or something?
Yeah.
I'm not sure I voted. Yeah.
I can't believe he wasn't drafted. He is
a baller.
Yeah, and Emari goes, Paul, this dude is a specimen.
Yeah.
Yes, he is carved up. He is absolutely carved up. I can't remember. I had it earlier where he got signed. This guy's going to make an NFL roster eventually because he's going to play well on special teams because he's a tackling machine. He's a specimen.
He was signed by the Vikings.
The Vikings, yes. I bet you the Vikings have a couple interesting ones. They've also signed Andre Carter from Army.
Oh, really?
Yes, and he undrafted free agent. I'm surprised he went undrafted.
There's actually a YouTube, speaking of YouTube today, Cincinnati Bearcats draft. What happened to Ivan Pace as far as why he dropped through?
Yeah, here's when the 5th round hits, there's not a lot of difference between some 5th round guys and a bunch of undrafted free agents.
There's a statistic, in fact, glad you brought that up. I didn't print it. I should have over the weekend. That it's actually, if you're a 6th or 7th round pick, it probably is better if you're an undrafted free agent.
Yeah, because you can negotiate your own thing. You go where you want to go. But once you hit after the first maybe 10 picks of the 5th round, you're talking about players, 175 to 350. And if I'm a 91.2 grade, you're a 91.18 grade.
Yeah.
There's really little, and it gets into, we need some linebackers, or we need this, or we need that. We like this guy. He fits better. That's where it goes. And number 1, Kade Warner, son of Kurt from Kansas State. And he's the inspiration for this, because when I was going through to make highlights for the Open today, I said, let me find some Will Howard highlights. Will Howard had some good ones, and he's trying to get some players that are coming back. Well, he kept popping up as I'm going through the Will Howard highlights. It's Kade Warner touchdown, Kade Warner first down, Kade Warner. And someone who's probably had a lot of advantages because of who his dad is and working out. I would not be surprised to see him. He's with the Buccaneers right now. Kade Warner is on their the rookie squad. So I would not be surprised to see Kade Warner make his way on an NFL
Good
roster.
Route runner. Sneaky speed, great hands. What else did you want? He kind of. I don't even know the size difference. Who was the receiver from Purdue that was drafted? It was pretty good. I saw him he got 8, 9, 10 catches a game. Warner kind of reminds me of him. And again, Warner's 6'1". I'm not sure the kid from Purdue, the wide receiver, was. I don't think that tall, but very reliable. All right.
Well, they also lost. Look, Kansas State lost him and Malik Knowles. That's 2 very reliable big play wide receivers for him. Both not back this year for the Wildcats. So that's the top 5.
We learned today you can learn how to play quarterback